Well, I'm going to go over kind of Google Classroom and from the teacher's perspective and the student perspective, just kind of show you around and some other things we can do. So I apologize up front if I'm moving back and forth between windows a lot, but just to try and show you everything. So this is a class that I've created here as the teacher, and I'll show you over here, and this is me as the student. So over here I have my test account, so that way you can see that that's the student and that's the teacher for my regular work email. Sorry if that's confusing. So as the teacher, you have the option of doing announcements or assignments, and the difference obviously is if I have an assignment that I expect something in return, something to be turned into me, whereas announcements, it can just be a general discussion, and they're labeled up here at the top: assignment and announcement. When you click here in the box, you do have the option to attach things either from your computer, Google Drive, YouTube, which I know YouTube, of course, is blocked right now. They're still supposedly working on allowing schools to customize what they allow in on YouTube, or attach a hyperlink into that. And I'm going to do that here after I post this video with some links and stuff to help answer some questions you guys have had. What's nice about Google Classroom that they've added is that you can post to multiple classes. So since I'm a teacher in several classes, I can do the same announcement. So if, say, you'll have a sub tomorrow or for the next 2 days, be prepared to work on your own or in your groups, then I can put that for all classes at one point. Or if I have a general, end of the year survey or something that I could just send out really fast but that everyone gets. Or if you have the similar class, you teach math 1 for 2 hours a day or something, you have several of them. Just an easy way to do it. And then another nice feature that they've added recently is to be able to schedule the posts. So this says that draft is saved. Let me put that up, and it'll save it again. And so then I can save this draft. So I've basically created it, and as soon as I'm ready to post it, so I can make it, set it up, have them all lined out, and then when I'm ready to post it, you click on it, I can hit post. If I want to add one more thing really fast, I can, but it just makes it fast and easy, and that way if you have a test or something, you want to have it set and ready to go and assign it as at the beginning of the hour. I know we had that question last year from a couple of teachers, was when they hand out a quiz, they had students logging in from a different class before they had this class. So say it was they were taking science as well as a science test, and that teacher sent it to all the students before they got to her class, and some of them did take the test in math class before they got to science class. So I guess it's good the students on top of their email, but they should have been. But that way you can at least control making it ahead of time and then sending it out. More over here, there's the class code. If you have kids sign in, instead of inviting, you can always just pop up and have this here, and they can hit the plus sign, which I'll show you in a second, and join. They did add this feature on the stream, which is here, so kind of like your Facebook, your news feed. So the stream here, you can actually delete comments, and if there was an individual comment, you can delete those, and so then you could go back and hide those and show those. Students really fast. So this is how I invited you, was I just went to invite, and then I have the contact group already, or sorry, my contacts. So groups are big Google groups, so pretty much all the building certified, things like that. If I had, so we're connected, so I typed in connected and it filled in, hit search, maybe, oh there it is, sorry, you have to go to here, I knew it was here somewhere. See, this is live, no editing here, so instead of going, so instead of searching for that group, it's right here, so there's everyone in our group. And it does have both our McPherson and webmail, and everyone always asks, what in the world is that? Webmail.mcpherson.com is our backup. It should Google go down and it doesn't point to McPherson.com, it would go to our webmail, so we'd still have email in that event. I know it's kind of crazy, but that's why there's the webmail and the regular McPherson. Alright, now let me go to About, because this is another neat feature that they just added, is the Invite a Teacher. So if I wanted to have someone else, and I'll pick Cheryl, say we're going to teach a class together, and I want her to be able to distribute and control things in, I could make Cheryl an instructor with my class. And this is just neat, so that way you can have multiple teachers sharing it. They are adding the feature to have trusted domains, so we'd be actually able to go across districts or other Google Apps schools, which would be a neat feature. Where else can I think? You can always change your upload a photo here and change your theme if you want. I go over to the student side really quick, and so if they log in and they go to classroom.google.com, they might see this if they have multiple classes. If they only have one class, it'll come up to just the one class that they're enrolled in. And the way to get there is to click the three little buttons and go to home. So I'm actually going to decline that one, just so you can see this is what it would normally just jump straight to, the one class that I'm in. But I can see that it's here, or I can go home. If I wanted to add the Connect Ad, I can go here, hit the plus, put in the code that the teacher gives me, and then join the class. You have the option to unenroll, but you can always invite the kid back in. That's a feature I think they're trying to kind of modify or moderate. So someone says that they would like to unenroll in your class, and then you as the teacher can either approve or disapprove it. But again, not a feature that's been added. So as the student view, as you see, the left sidebar is much emptier here for me. But as the student, I have the ability, I can add in a comment, and I can blah 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 blah, and I can post that, and then I'm gonna flip back over to the teacher. This is me as the teacher. I'll refresh this page really fast, and says, oh, okay, he's being a joker. I'm just gonna mute him. Alright, no, I don't want to delete the comment because I want to save it for tracking. So he's been muted, so he can no longer, I can see his comments, but nobody else can see those comments. And then I can deal with him one-on-one. So that's a nice feature that they added, because I think they were having troubles with that in other districts. Of course not ours. Now, this is an assignment. Let me kind of walk you through. So as a student, my assignment is to watch this YouTube video and then create a drawing of what I thought of the Carbon 3D printer. So cool. This is really cool. That is the Carbon 3D printer right there. Cool stuff. When you have time, take a look at that. Alright, I watched it, and then now I'm going to click open. And since the teacher left it open, they wanted me to create a drawing. So now I'll go to create and go to drawing. If I was, some students who wanted to use other programs, that's fine. They can always hit add, upload it, or link it if they did it in another file, like the Pixlr or something. Or if they had one in Google Drive, or they took a picture of it, they can upload it. Just anyway, because I kept it pretty open. I said create a drawing. It's not necessarily a Google drawing, just a drawing. But I'll go ahead and go to drawing, and it'll make a Google drawing for me really quick. Alright, so now it's here, and this is where I think people get confused. So it created the assignment. You see it says Google Drawings. It's telling me the type. So I'll click on it. It will open up the Google Drawing interface, and now I can create a drawing of what I thought of the Carbon 3D printer. And I'll just scribble. I'm gonna write cool. Alright, and now at this point it auto saves because we're in Google. I can close this, and now I can turn it in. and it's going to ask me, do I want to turn it in? Because I'm going to turn in this one attachment. Please watch below, because this is the name of the assignment. It came to me and it created the name of the drawing there. And then I will turn it in. Your assignment has been turned in. Alright, back as the teacher. I see this has been updated. I have 1 assignment done and 0 not done. So I'll click on done. Alright, excellent. This one says done, but it was turned in late. Excuse me. So now I can click on the student, so I have to click on the student name, and then I can click on the link to go look at that. Alright, excellent. And then part of the thing I think we need to try to encourage teachers to do is using the comments part. So I'll add a comment over here. I'll say, I agree. Totally cool. So now I've been added that comment. I will close this. So as the teacher, I put this comment in saying, I agree, totally cool, you can fix things. And now that it's been done, I can click the check and then I can return it. So return, I'll put great job, return it to that student. And I didn't give this one a grade, so let me do that now. Let's see, I want this one to be, and they made this interface a lot better. It used to not look quite as good as this, so let's update our point value. Actually, I want it to be 25 points. So all I did was get the cursor to blink, and then I was able to change it to the point total that I wanted. And now I can hit here and give him a 25. That's sort of the best way to do it. So now I see that was my comment. I returned it, 25 out of 25. It's back over here to the student. Look, it got returned, so I can open it and see what my teacher said. Here, his comment was great job. And I can open it up and see if he made any comments here. And oh look, he says, I agree, totally cool. And I can hit resolve, and then it's gone. So the same thing with the comments. If you want them to work on it more, so let me go back here. I'll go to this. I can comment. I'll add a comment again, and I'll say, please add more information. Excuse me. Then we'll send that. It's already back in their folder. So now I see it popped up over as a student. Please add more information. Cool. I'll just scribble again. Or no, I'll do a text box. So I'll do this. I'll put red is my favorite color. And the ball he made was incredible to see, made in only a few minutes. Alright, and now that I feel like I've sufficed my teacher, I'll hit resolve. And then I can do is, as me, since I want to get those extra points back, I can resubmit. And I'll tell the teacher I added more to my drawing. Turn it in. And now I wait and I wait. And over here as the teacher, I see that, oh look, I got a new submission again. It says resubmitted here. Alright, oh, I added more to my drawing. Great. I can go to it, see it. Great. He put in some text. So just there's ways to pass back and forth this and communicate with the students. And so I can go back and I'll just discard changes. And he sees that's done. So that's kind of going through an assignment. You can add this in the comments. Trying to think what else we can do. And you can, again, as the student, you keep kind of the open-ended assignments like this. you can have more, you give them more freedom, so that way they're not stuck in just using Google Drive. If you want them to use another website, they can always get the link or download and upload it. The other thing, I'm trying to think some of your questions. So like Jackie was wanting to use about showing their math. I'll pop this link in there. This is Alice Keeler, who's a math teacher, who's big into it. The equation editor in Google Docs. I have not used it myself because I am not smart enough in math to use it, but that they use a thing called LaTeX is the equation type or whatever, the type of what I'm trying to say, font or whatever you're using. And so she actually has her students practice on paper writing it out how it would be in LaTeX or in the symbols online. And the other tool I've seen is FastFig, which is you can use your Google account to log in with, and it makes you show your work as you go through. All right, Terry. So, kind of answering sort of Terry and Carmen's questions. So, Google Classroom is more sort of a way to distribute and collect materials. It's not necessarily it's not a learning management system like Edmodo per se, but it is a content management system. It's slowly moving towards learning management, but it's still basically I have files I can distribute to you, and you can send them back to me. And I forgot to show you on the assignments. When you do an assignment, and this is one feature that is really neat, was when you, if you do a Google Drive or Google Doc, something shared out that way, this one, you can set, if students can just see it, so say, I don't want you to edit my stuff, I just want you to be able to view this file, so like my syllabus, so you can just view the file. If I want us all to work collaboratively together, we can all edit one. And I've seen this used with presentations. So each student is given one slide that they have to present to the class. So it's all one Google slide, and each student has one slide given to them. And I've got, and then you have a make a copy for each student. And when you do this, it'll create an individual one. It has their name on it. So if I go back to this assignment, it would say, please watch blah 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 blah, and then dash rust.test, because it would be the name of your student. So that would be so it's just a neat way to kind of distribute files, because you can do it as a group to just show the file, so students can all work collaboratively on one, or to make an individual one for each student, and then that way it's still it just saves you time from having to make individual copies, or say download this and then make this, or say make a copy of this template and then share it with the inventory manager. I didn't say that, but so there's just various ways to go through that, and then you can always add your due date and a time to that. If you want it to be done at the end of the day, whatever, before 5 or something, you can do that. I'm just trying to make sure I cover everything, and then I'll blah 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 blah. Yeah, so I can assign this, or I can just save it as a draft. I think I pretty much covered everything on Google Classroom. So the way I want to try and use it, I'll give you some assignments, but don't feel like I'm grading you, or I'll be like, oh, that's not good enough. I'm just going to try and give small little things, and then probably a short, simple quiz to just say that we've done some assessment tools, just so you can get your PD points. Cheryl, I think this sort of addressed you too, the way to use Google Classroom, because they are supposed to be adding more features to like be able to export grades. So if you had your students, say you made a Google Doc with each of your students, progress on their like Recorder Karate, so you can make a little chart and see where they're at, or when they practiced, and they can fill that out as they're going. and you can see that as they turn it in each week. That would be one way to do it, because it's a way to distribute things, and then to turn them back in if they do that. The hard part is, of course, how you're going to record it, and there's not a fantastic way to do it, given the restraints of a Chromebook and our network restrictions. So, yeah, if anyone else has more ideas for Cheryl, I would sure that she'd appreciate it, and I'd appreciate it too. So, of course, if there's any more questions, comments, fill them out, and then I'll try and answer them as I can. Hopefully this was helpful for you.